Hello. So today we are going to see what the gossip is on you. We have three piles here. For pile number one, we have the rose quartz. Pile number two, we have the selenite. And pile number three, we have the Palo Santo. So whichever pile you're drawn to, go ahead and choose it, and I will see you in your reading. All right, pile number one. If you chose this rose quartz, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that here. And let's see, what is the gossip about you? What is the gossip about my pile number three? Oh, number one, actually. I'm not even on pile three. Behind the deck, we have prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universe divine. The gossip is about you. Either you're planning to have a kid, or you are what's that word? What's the phrase? With child is what I'm getting. And also it's where you are starting to change a lot of the concepts of your own being, as in you're cutting people off that don't serve you anymore. A lot of people, they don't really like that because you're healing and you're letting go, and you have a lot of pretty much creativity coming in, or there's something that you're pretty much setting your intentions on, or you're investing your time in, but you're not telling anybody. So it's kind of like you're being very secretive, maybe like secretive about your money. Maybe you stop sharing money, you stop giving money to somebody, is what I'm getting. But I also do see where you are essentially just spending a lot of time by yourself. And while this is going on, it's kind of like you're cutting people off. It's like, no, I'd rather be in my own energy, like cultivating, which is, that's pretty much the case. But people see it as in like, oh, they don't want to like be around me. Pile number one, thinks that they're better than me. Pile number one doesn't talk to me anymore. They don't take me out. They don't like, if I ask them for something, like, and this is like the gossip about you is as in like you just like are cutting people off on like purpose, and you don't even tell them. It could be like where you're not even, noticing this, right? It's just like you're around so many energies on the daily, but then like slowly and like subconsciously you're just like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna be alone. I'm just gonna work, on myself right now. So yeah, we have candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power. So it could have been some kind of like misunderstanding, misconnection that happened, and you're just starting to learn from that process. However, now it's just like, oh no, they just, pile number one is just cutting people off, like they don't care about them, and they are just off on their own. And what I'm getting also is just like they're just all about their money. You're all about, you could be like, who isn't, right? And so that's what I'm picking up. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So it's like you're not going in this cycle anymore, and they, whoever the gossip is coming out of, like they don't, essentially, it could be one person, it could be many people, but I feel here it's just like they don't like that you're cutting the cycle off, is what I'm getting. Oops. Let all take root, seed and sprout, new life be all about. Like it's just like I also feel like you're planning a move, but you haven't like told anybody, is what I'm getting as well. Let's see what the gossip is about you. Let's move these a little bit higher. So we have wings. You never needed those wings to fly. So you're cutting yourself out of the pattern, and the gossip about you is basically like you had to conform to some type of like structure, but you're starting to get out of that is what I'm getting. I think I want to get more out here. So at the bottom of the deck, we have sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. You're starting to see the limelight, like the positive things in life. You could have been kind of like where you were with others. It's like, yeah, like I don't see what that is. Release your guilt. Like I feel like you had these conversations with others and they would just like be totally negative and you would just agree with it, but deep down inside you would like feel really bad because you knew, like your intuition is telling you like, no, that's not like true. Like this person is not saying the truth, right? Let me see. Behind the deck, we have a time to give rather than to take, new moon in Virgo. So I feel like you are giving your own advice out here and you basically aren't taking others' word or advice. Like they can tell right away, like, wait, what's going on with like pile number one? Usually they would right away take my advice or they would listen to what I would have to say. Time for healing. This is the double confirmation, balsamic moon for healing. I also do see here pile number one where you are essentially just paving your own way. And a lot of the times when you are going through a new cycle or a new season, it happens to be where you must let go of others because they are not supposed to be with you on this journey. So we have Cosmic Sapphire 333. I do see a lot of like 2s and 3s. Cosmic Sapphire, act with honor and integrity, speak your truth. Okay, so when you're releasing this guilt, it could have been where, you know, you just like kept it to yourself a lot of the time. And even though you felt like really bad deep down inside, it was kind of like, no, this is like not the truth. Like this is not happening. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go for that. Now that you're telling the truth, whoever you talk to, they're like, oh, wait a minute. Like all of a sudden they think that they have this like incredible like, you know, thing going on for them, or they think that they are like the hotness. I'm not gonna say the word, but that's what's going on. Like some people, basically what's going on is like you might have been just very trustworthy and just might have gone along. It's kind of like playing devil's advocate, but more being on a biased action. And then now it's just kind of like, well, you're not taking sides anymore. You're speaking your truth because the only side that you're on is your side. And that's what it looks like. However, in this case, you're just being neutral. You know, you're being neutral and you're speaking the truth. You're speaking your mind, basically, right? Where you didn't do that before. And then it's kind of like all of a sudden, pile number one thinks that they are, you know, the hot-ish, right? So, yeah, let's see what else we have. Look at that. We have the Four of Wands. You have more harmony and joy in your life. There's more balance. And the gossip is about you that because you're letting go of these people, it's kind of like you sold them out is what I'm getting. And I also see here where you just like stepped over people to get to where you're at. This also could be like work related is what I'm getting, or family related, or like even in a relationship, right? There is such thing as jealousy in a relationship between two people. Even if they love each other, you know, it's just like you're just having a human experience, right? What is the gossip on my pile number 1? Thank you. The Tower. It could be that you're just exploding is what I'm getting. It's very explosive, or like you could have like an explosive energy now, and you're just basically knocking anybody out of the competition. I don't even know what the competition is because you're only in a competition with yourself. But I see here where you are essentially just climbing up to the top and climbing over anybody. That's the gossip, okay? But I don't feel like this is the like what's going on, but that's what's going on. That's what the gossip is. So what is the gossip on my pile number 1? Too many. What is the gossip on my pile number 1? Yes, choices. That means that you could even have a lot of choices in your life where you are essentially just bringing in a lot of cash flow, or you have options with people to hang out with where you could have just been hanging out with like certain people, or you're just treating others as options is what I'm getting. Like you're just treating, oh, like I don't know what I want, or like I'm more focused on my money, like I'm gonna like look for the material things. But in the reality, it's just because you're focused more on your energy and yourself, though that energy is attracting, you know, other energy of like materialism or like something tangible, right? Something stable, grounded. And so that's, you know, coming in for you. It's just like you hit like a streak of luck is what I'm getting. Yeah. But definitely people are thinking that you are very like cold now. Even though you're just working on yourself, you're being very in hermit mode is what I'm getting. And the fact that you are simply just, you know, standing your ground is what I'm getting. This is why I got like rooted energy, what I got Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You could be heavy in, you know, an earth sign, or you could have that in your natal chart. I'm also getting here you're like very passionate about like something. It could have been where you didn't have that passion before, but now it's kind of like, yes, I can actually do this. Okay. I also do see here pile number 1 where it's just like you're into like a sensation of, you know, acting towards what you are setting your intentions in, right? What you plan on doing. I also I also do see here pile number 1 where you have this type of fearlessness that's going on, right, with the Knight of Wands here, you know. And what that's telling me is where you are essentially going after what you want without taking other people's like word under consideration, because that could have been where you might have been held back. But how others see it, what the gossip is about you, is where you're just cutting people off because you have used them and then you just went on your merry way. Behind the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is giving us a type of like opportunity and prosperity. Like I really did get prosperity here again with the bottom of the deck, right? So it's just like all about your money. Like I'm saying, yeah, you just you sell people out, or you sold yourself out for money is what I'm getting. So let's see, let's end your reading with some messages from the moon. All right. I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects. I will persist. My will is strong. I have power. It is real. Yes, of course it is. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use it well. All right, so this has been your reading on what is the gossip about you or on you. All right, for those of you who chose pile number 2 with the selenite right here. What is the gossip on my pile number 2? What is the gossip on my pile number 2? What I'm getting here is you're skipping to conclusions, or you're making others skip to conclusions. And even though this is upright, I do feel like there is like not enough like you're basically doing, like you're giving eye for an eye is what I'm getting. At the bottom of the deck or behind the deck is 34, strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. What I'm getting here, pile number 2, is where you are essentially having that passion. Like you could have passionate discussions, or you could be a little bit more passionate than you were before. And this is giving me like Leo energy, right? Which of course represents the spirituality on taking action. You're taking more action, and I also see here where there is a sense of like wanting to have that stability, and it's like you don't really care about anybody right now except for yourself. Like you're on your own like journey right now. But it's kind of like you're going through this ascension, right? It's like you have to be in that hermit mode in order for you to go through this. And others are seeing it as like, oh, all of a sudden pile number 2, like they just rather be on their own. This is like something similar that I got to pile number 1 per se. But I also do see here where there is a sense of kind of like you're very just letting everything come to you, right? And it could be like where you're doing some type of magic. You could be a witch, you could be like a wizard or like a warlock or whatever it may be. Take it how it resonates, but it's just like you are pretty much like, people are seeing where you are doing this karma, and they're kind of afraid of like, oh, if I do this to pile number 2, they're gonna think something up about me, and then they're gonna like bring the karma, and of course they're gonna be happy with it, and then they're just gonna have like freedom. Like that's what I'm getting. Like, so basically you could be an air sign, or you could have Libra in your chart, because I'm really drawn to this Justice card. So let's see, what is the gossip on my pile? Okay, so we have paint the sun back into your life. Like you're bringing life back into your you're bringing joy, you're bringing blessings back into your life. You're letting those blessings come back in. It could have been where they were just a little bit of stagnation is what I'm getting. Yeah. Behind the deck we have 33 and nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. It could have been where you were around people that really really always, were in the past, right? And you could have been like, yeah, like this should have been like this, or this. It's like you're speaking about that. However, now it's just like you're in the present. You're not thinking about the future. Of course, you're open to it, but you're not, stuck in the past, is what I'm getting. Flower, be honest with yourself. It's kind of like, should I do this like now or not necessarily? And it's kind of like, if basically the gossip about you now is that if you essentially used to hang out with like a clique or like a crew, you're pushing, like, not necessarily you're pushing away people, but it's just like people are thinking is like, oh, you're pushing them away because like you're just done with them, or you're just like, you're done using them, is what I'm getting, and you're just like, you're okay with that. And that's not what like people perceive you as, even though you're not like that at all. I don't feel like, but that is pretty much how they're seeing you, how this person or people are seeing you, other energies. And then of course we have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Behind the deck we have emotions are running high. So it could have like, okay, this is a trigger warning. It could be that you're just like, you had like some mad mood swings, right? But you're just going through a lot of ascension kind of like cycles right now, is what I'm getting. I don't even know like if an ascension has cycles, maybe, I don't know, but yeah. And pile number 2, it's kind of like spirit just wanted to say, like, off tangent, just be careful with how you perceive your actions, is what I'm getting. How others take your actions, because if you tell somebody what you're doing, there could be interference. Behind the deck we have 14. Stand in your power. Be passionate about your vision. Bring about positive change. What did I say? Like, have that strength to stand up for what is right for you, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's living your life, right? Strength, passion, Leo energy. You could be heavy Leo. You could have fire in your natal chart, like Aries, Leo, Sag. And then new opportunities, declutter your life, glimpse a magical doorway. Wow, glimpse a magical doorway. I love this for you. So what this is getting, pretty much where you're just like closing old doors, like you're leaving people behind, you're leaving old habits behind, and it's, people see this and sometimes they don't like if somebody's like really in low vibration and they see somebody else in a higher vibration, they're gonna try to take them down. So like earlier it was confirmed, have that strength to stand your ground, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like yelling or like argumentative, but it's just like, no, like this is not for me. You can call people out like for that, like don't be scared, is what I'm getting. So what is the gossip on my pile number 2? We have the Queen of Cups. So there's some sort of like in investment that you're making. You're essentially just you're comforting. Like now it could have been where you could have been just comforting others and you stopped comforting the person that like you're used to like being with all the time. So it's just like you're comforting yourself, you're finding joy. Yeah, some think that you're a witch, is what I'm getting, or that everything just comes easily to you and you could be doing some type of magic. Some people may also be thinking, we're like, wow, they're actually getting their life together and now they don't want to be around us, or they just don't want to do anything with me anymore. And what I'm also getting is that this could be an Aries for some reason. I also do see here that there's like spying, that you could be doing some spying, or you could be like kind of you could also be, oh my goodness, you could also be looking up something, right, on how to do magic. And it's just like, oh yeah, well, pile number 2 essentially, I don't trust pile number 2 is what I'm getting. That just came up. Behind the deck, we have the 6 of Pentacles. It's like you're looking down on everybody else is what I'm getting. And they don't like that. Whoever this is, like this person is kind of like, I feel like they roll their eyes a lot, but they don't really mean to. But it's like a nasty habit that they have. I also do see here with the 10 of Swords, it's kind of like no more. Like, wow, like pile number 2 is really strong. Like I can do this to them and do this to them and they'll still be okay. Wow, like I don't understand what their deal is, like what's going on with them. Wow, that's intense. So let's get some moon messages out here for you to close out your reading. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Yep. Oopsies. I let go of the anxieties of others. Yeah, like this is no longer serving you anymore. You're just in your own energy. I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I do not want. Oh. I explore my wildness and dance in pleasure because you're loving life. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. So yeah, pile number 2. This is the gossip on you. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this Palo Santo, then this is for you. So we are going to talk about well, the gossip on you. What's the gossip on you? What is the gossip on my pile number 3? At the end of the deck, or behind the deck, we have health. Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth, bright. Bring to me your health and might. I see here you're trying to gain either love, or I also do see here where you're changing your appearance, right? You're having a type of glow up, and you might be having oh my goodness, you may be with somebody and you're not telling anybody, and basically it's just like you're having like a secret affair is what I'm getting. I'm gonna be honest with you. You could be like upfront, you could be very blunt, you could know something about somebody and they're scared that you might say something, or that you are saying something to others, and it's just like nobody can attack you is what I'm getting as well. Like you have that psychic protection is here, and you're just essentially, you're not for it anymore. Pile number 3, I see here also where you're just rising up from the ashes essentially, right? How's that for a happily ever after? It's kind of like there's something that came into light and you just weren't having it anymore. So you're just like, you know what? I am done with this. I'm not going to go through with this. But others see it as in like you're being very secretive. I'm getting a lot of secrets here. Treat your body like the place it is. So the body, and then beauty. So you could be like doing some kind of like surgery, like having some kind of surgery on you, like cosmetic or whatever it may be. Behind the deck, we have Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. Yes. I also see here where you could be uh saying that, like, well, you could be saying that, oh yeah, I do like a lot of magic and this and that, but it's kind of like it's different because you're more necessarily like on a spiritual aspect where you're more like meditation, zen, yoga is what I'm getting. But others think it's like, oh, she's doing, or she or he, like pile number 3 is doing like black magic because they're a witch or they're some type of like bad person, and they're gonna do something to us. So that could be the case. A time to give rather than to take. So it's just like you're giving to yourself rather than taking others' energy on. You could be empathic is what I'm getting. I didn't really get any type of anything like from the first 2 piles is what I'm getting. You new moon in Virgo. Yeah, you could have earth in your natal chart, like heavy earth is what I'm getting. Behind the deck, ooh, 3. This is pile number 3. Create your vision. Do what makes your heart think. You are being nudged forward. Like you are the magician is what I'm getting. And I feel like you're a master manifester with your just empathetic kind of like persona. But we have ascension lift. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. I feel like you're having like a massive, massive ascension where a lot of intentions and a lot of your manifestations are coming all at once. So this is why you're essentially like focusing on yourself a little bit more, because you don't want to attract any type of energy that is going to slow down the process of your intentions coming in, your manifestations coming in, or like your blessings essentially, right? What is the gossip? Pile number 3. What is the gossip for my pile number 3? Whoa. You're headed towards a different direction than where you were before. It could be where you have been cutting other people off. Like you tell them the truth and they don't like that because you used to be where you sugar-coated things, right? And this is bringing judgment upon people because they feel like you're doing heavy magic on them, or like they are like possessed by you, or that you have some type of like power over them and they're really scared. It could have been where you are essentially just finding new emotions for yourself, and you're basically like, this 8 of Pentacles for some reason is giving me where you have options that are coming into you and you're just like building them up and then just like to toss them. That's totally not what that card is, but I do see that. And then of course, yeah, 2 of Cups, like the relationship. We're talking about relationships, and it could be like you're going after somebody's like person, but that's not necessarily the case, right? It could have been like because you're such high energy, you're attracting a lot, like a lot attracts like. And some people may be in a relationship and they can like be gravitated towards somebody else because they have the same likeness. But I mean, respectfully, it's kind of like you have to be first single, obviously, in order to pursue somebody else. But that's what I'm getting. So I actually want to pick a different deck to close out your reading, pile number 3. I think this is like the ancestors' guidance or something. I don't know. But this is like the small deck, but I really been meaning to get like the bigger deck. What is my advice? What is the advice for pile number 3? Ooh. All right. So we have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held, Armana. Where are you being called to journey to? Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Transformation, what did I tell you? Glow ups, ascensions. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And then, of course, we have soul family. call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. This is why you're attracting such different people, because you're calling in your soul tribe. You're manifesting so much and everything's just coming in all at once. But then it could be like where you're just being hot and cold is what I'm getting, and you're doing witchy stuff. But yeah, pile number 3, this has been your reading on what the gossip is about you.